Hello and welcome to another episode of So You Want to Attend Grad School. I'm Doug Waddell, Assistant to the Dean of the College of Human Sciences and Education and Director of Graduate Recruitment. Today we are so fortunate we have the esteemed Dr. Cyndi Dicarlo, who is our Executive Director of the Early Childhood Education Laboratory, as well as Jeanette Bankston, one of our graduate students in the program. So we're super excited to have you both. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, Doc, tell us about your program. We're excited to hear about it.
Great, absolutely. I'm just going to share my screen and I'm going to run through some of the information about our program. So let's see if I can make this go forward. Oops. Okay. So in our graduate program in early childhood, we have three faculty. We have Dr. Jennifer Baumgartner, Dr. Elisa Benton, and myself. In our program, we have a graduate certificate in early childhood education, a master's of education, an educational specialist, and also a doctoral program. Our program is accredited by the National Association for the Education of Young Children. Our graduate certificate in early childhood education is a really easy admission process. It only requires 2 letters of recommendation and no GRE, and it's just a 4-course sequence of 12 graduate hours, which transfer into our master's program. Our Master's of Education is in Curriculum and Instruction with a concentration in early childhood education. So as I said, you can roll in right from the early childhood education certificate. And this is, it does require a GRE. It's 36 hours above your bachelor's degree. And we do have the option of being 100% online. Based on the courses that you choose, it is possible to get your master's degree 100% online. And we have a thesis and a non-thesis option, which I always recommend the thesis. We also offer an educational specialist with a concentration in early childhood education. And this also requires 2 letters of recommendation and a GRE score. And this is 60 hours above your bachelor's degree, which is inclusive of your master's coursework. So additionally, you would need 2 research courses and 18 hours in early childhood education. And most courses will transfer into a doctoral program. Our Doctor of Philosophy is also in Curriculum and Instruction with a concentration in early childhood education. And our admission criteria are the 2 letters of recommendation and your GRE. And this is a total of 90 hours above your bachelor's degree. And so this includes some core seminars, research courses, and then your area of specialization. And it is possible for the majority of these courses to be taken online, with the exception of those 2 core seminars. But it also is a very good experience to have the opportunity to come to campus, because it allows you to meet other faculty in the School of Education and also doctoral students that will be your lifeline as you matriculate through the doctoral program. I also wanted to highlight that we do have a laboratory preschool on campus. This laboratory has children from 6 weeks old through 5 years of age. We have 175 children and 15 classrooms. And it is used as a research and clinical experience site. So we do have research ongoing on campus, as well as academic engagement from a variety of disciplines on LSU's campus, and even those from outside of the university. So it's a really good laboratory to learn more about recommended practices in early childhood education and learn more about the research process. We do have a variety of funding opportunities that we support our students in locating in order to help fund their graduate education. So within the university, there are university level, college level, and school level scholarships that are available once you are admitted into the program. I also wanted to bring to your attention the TEACH grant, the Teacher Education Assistance for College and Higher Education. which you can search for any of these online and find out what their guidelines are. In Louisiana, we do have the Louisiana Pathways Scholarship Program that will fund people who are currently working with young children to continue their education, which does extend into graduate education. There are several professional organizations that will also provide support in the form of scholarships for students. One is Louisiana Early Childhood Association. They have a scholarships and grants page. Also, the Classroom Teacher Enrollment Program, or CTEP, is a funding source for graduate education. And we do have graduate assistantships that are available that provide tuition exemption in addition to a stipend. And at the preschool, we do have teachers who are in graduate school and who are working 20 hours a week directly with young children and getting a tuition waiver. And we also have students who have elected to work at the lab full-time, so they're working a 40-hour week, and after a year of working at LSU, you are eligible for a tuition exemption. So that's really a nice perk also, because it allows you to work and accumulate experience in the line while you are pursuing your graduate education, which makes you highly marketable upon graduation. Also a plug for the early childhood program. So whether or not you elect to be a graduate assistant or to work at the lab, there are opportunities for you to get some experience. You're always looking for substitutes. So if you maybe wanted to be more of a full-time student and just kind of here and there substitute, this is an opportunity for you to be involved in what we're doing at the laboratory. So why LSU early childhood education? It's really because as faculty, we're very invested in your success as a student. So I'm going to go over some of the opportunities that we promote in our graduate students, and then I'm going to let Jenny talk about some of her experiences. So first, we have a lot of research opportunities in our lab and then also in the community where faculty work with students on existing research projects or help support students to initiate their own research projects. Within the College of Human Sciences and Education, we have a very robust undergraduate Distinguished Scholars Program that gives undergraduate students a little bit of a background on research methodology, which is an excellent opportunity for graduate students to interact with that group because there are undergraduates who are very eager to get some of those experiences and happy to serve as data collectors or reliability data collectors for graduate student projects. So that's some free labor and opportunities to collaborate.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So Jenny, do you want to talk, you're muted, do you want to talk about your experiences with research? It's going to be at the, okay.
There we go. Hey guys. So I pretty much was thrown into the wolves of research pretty much right as I entered graduate school, which at first was a little intimidating, but it really served me well, and I was very well supported by the faculty. They helped me with my endless questions and concerns regarding research, because I unfortunately came from an undergraduate program that research was not a focus, so it was completely new to me, but it was so welcoming, and I got to learn skills and necessary mindsets that were really essential for me completing my thesis. I both collected data as part of existing projects and then collaborated with faculty to start up some new projects that I had in mind.
Wow.
We also work very closely with our students to present the work that they're engaged in and to disseminate recommended practices. And so we are very present as an early childhood program in local, regional, and national presentations.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to present about 10 times over the course of my master's degree. Which is unique to this program because the faculty are so invested in our success that they push us and encourage us to write conference presentation proposals, and every single one that I wrote, I got accepted. I've traveled to Texas. I've gone both with faculty and by myself to disseminate my writing, my work, and it's really been a fun opportunity. I also was able to get grants to help pay for that travel when it was necessary, and so it's really been a wonderful opportunity to network and get a glimpse of what the academic field really looks like.
And these kinds of opportunities are embedded within coursework. So there is a lot of support. So within the context of one of your graduate courses, there would be an opportunity to write a conference proposal, to turn it in, and to get some feedback from faculty before having to submit that. So it's a very supportive process.
All of the papers that I ended up presenting on, or my work that I presented on, was work that I had done as part of courses.
Wow.
So we also want to make sure that our graduate students are very prepared to teach and to engage in professional development activities. And so we do provide opportunities for students to guest lecture, to co-teach, and to teach undergraduate courses as they matriculate through their graduate program.
Yeah, that's definitely been the case for me. I've had the opportunity to support faculty by guest lecturing, and as a graduate assistant, I've had the opportunity to help support undergraduates where it comes to questions or grading, or support with projects. It's really been an awesome opportunity, and this coming fall, now that I have my master's, I'll have the opportunity to
to co-teach in the graduate program.
Yes, thank you. To co-teach in the undergraduate program as in support of faculty, and also my graduate education as I move into my PhD program.
Okay, and lastly, I just wanted to talk about publication, because if you're doing very good work and you're doing research and you're immersed in recommended practice, part of the charge in moving a field forward is to disseminate that information, and some of that is going to be in written form. And so we do weave into our coursework opportunities for students to write for publication by crafting a lot of our rubrics and course assignments to meet the guidelines of different publication outlets. And so we have had a lot of success in having our students publish. And as you can see in this picture, we make a very big deal out of it. And so Caroline here looks like Miss America. She has her sash on that she is a published author. And Jenny also has a sash, because that's just what we do.
I was blessed with a sash. I just ended my master's program, so over the last 2 years, I've had the opportunity to publish 5 separate manuscripts,
wow,
which has really just been outstanding. I know some of PhDs and other programs that come out of their PhD program without any publication, so I just feel so lucky and supported to have that opportunity to publish.
That's amazing.
Another thing that is unique about our program is our study abroad experience. We travel several summers to Reggio Emilia, Italy, to that region, because that is a well-known place for best practice in early childhood education. And so each year when we travel to that region of Italy, we visit the infant, toddler, and preschool programs to learn about their methods and best practice for working with young children. So that is an opportunity that happens just about every summer.
How long do you all stay when you go to Italy?
It varies. We usually stay for a minimum of 2 weeks, but it's sometimes been a little bit longer. Sometimes it's 3 weeks. It just depends on, what's being offered at the time. But we have a lot of opportunity to see a lot of different things. The schools in that region are more immersed in the community, and so we not only are visiting schools, we're visiting different cultural centers to see how they interact with museums and cooking classes and a variety of recycle centers and just other businesses in the community, and how early childhood is promoted and supported. You know, the whole adage of it takes a village is very apparent when you visit the schools and the communities in the Reggio Romano region of Italy. So that is all the information that I have to share, and now I'm happy to answer any questions that you think students might have.
Absolutely. You know, Doctor, what I get mostly from students all the time is how are we going to, you know, be able to afford this? And not only that, but from a student's perspective, Jeanette, tell us how you were able to tap into the, you know, plethora of resources that were available to you.
Yeah, so when I was investigating going to grad school, I was living in Austin, Texas, and I was teaching. And I thought, wow, I have so many questions and absolutely no answers, and I need to go back to school. So I applied to LSU, and I applied to several other colleges as well. And the thing that really stood out to me at LSU was that they invited me to come to campus. They invited me to, you know, come and see and experience what the program was all about. I met with Cyndi actually set me up with one of her graduate assistants and a PhD student. And I met with her for coffee, and she immediately welcomed me in and made me feel like I was home. And, you know, all they had to say to me was tuition exemption, and I was in. You know, I was like, okay, this is the place for me. I can see how, you know, everything is going to fall into place for me. And so I moved within a month to start school. They were able to actually push up my admission date. I was supposed to start in the fall. They got me in for the summer. And, you know, she was like, listen, you're not just here for your master's. You're here for the long haul. We're going to keep you forever. You're going to work with us. You're going to, you know, laugh with us. You're going to live with us and, you know, become a part of this community. And I just really felt like I was at home.
Wow, that's amazing. So Cyndi, real quickly, you know, sometimes people don't understand, but most grad students, they want to know, I'm getting this education. What is it going to do for me? How can I get a job? Tell us where some of your graduates have gone on to, and how has it been once they've graduated and getting opportunities?
Sure. We have a lot of relationships in the state and beyond in the early childhood community. And so we are very regularly sharing opportunities with our students from our professional organizations and listservs. We do promote our students in joining professional organizations and getting connected nationally very early on. And so we do pass those opportunities along, but we always challenge students to think about what their ideal job is. You know, find a job that you think is just the one for you, and then call that person and ask them what background they have that prepared them to have that kind of a job, because that's what you need to think about. And so we do have students, you know, when they graduate, you know, obviously they go back into the school system and they're master teachers, and you know, they get to be more in leadership roles, but we're very committed and collaborative in working with other programs. And one of the things that we do very often when students finish their master's degree, we really encourage them to do the ed specialist and to have a concentrated path in that instructional coaching program, because that's really something that's going to set them apart, because we want them to be expert practitioners, of course, and that's what a master's degree is all about. But in order to move into that leadership position, you have to know how to coach and mentor other people to be the best that they can be. And so, you know, we try to move them along in that route. But we've had students who work at the State Department of Ed, who work in community organizations, like the Endowment for the Humanities, that work at children's museums, just a variety of settings.
Wow, that's amazing. So if a student decided to go ahead and get the ed specialist degree, what process would they go through? Who would they contact?
For early childhood, they could contact me. The process is very similar to the master's program. It's 2 letters of recommendation and a GRE score. You know, if you have come for your master's, it's really just a formality of, you know, rolling into another program. and it is 60 hours beyond your bachelor's degree. So it wouldn't just be those 4 instructional coaching courses. There would be, additional courses as well. But it really, puts you in a very good position to assume a leadership position in your school or in your school district.
That is incredible. I love the way that you challenge your students and continue to get them to strive to do bigger things. That's amazing, amazing. So Jeanette, and this will be my final question, I promise. I could sit here and talk to you 2 all day. Jeanette, the question I have for you is, if you were to tell a student anything coming in, what would you encourage them to do coming in as a new student at LSU?
Oh gosh. I would say the best advice I could give someone is to stay true to your authentic self, and through that build relationships with faculty members, other students, organizations in the community. I have benefited so much from the networking that I've done since I began my graduate career. And, because of the relationships that I've built here, coming from out of state, it just has really made me feel like home, and captured my passion and drive for the field and amplified it.
Excellent, thank you. Doc, you get the final word. Anything else you'd like to say to your prospects who may be coming into your program?
If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to email or call. We're happy to talk to you. If you have questions that you would like answered by a graduate student, Jenny or any of our other graduate students are happy to meet you for coffee, answer any questions, give you the real deal of what it's like to be a graduate student in early childhood at LSU, and what it is that we have to offer you.
Thank you so much. We certainly appreciate all you're doing. Congratulations, Jeanette.
Thank you.
And wow, I'm just overwhelmed. That's amazing. And thank you guys for showing up for us, and we really appreciate you. Go Tigers.